What's
Yo,
good, my friend? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. I appreciate you coming on the show, most definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And man, so for anybody out there who is unfamiliar, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit, let them know who you are, where you're coming out of.
Yeah, for sure. I'm official AB. From Aden, North Carolina. Now living in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm an independent music artist. I'm a writer. I'm a vocalist. I'm a mentor amongst other things. So yeah, I've been doing music for a while.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it's great to have you on the show, man. This is the official AB right here, man. It's an honor to
Oh,
have you on, man. I see you got your foot on the pedal. I see you out here doing your thing.
oh
But
yeah,
we can get right to it, man. I've been listening to the album on repeat for the past couple of days, and you got some heaters on there, man. Most definitely.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So official AB. How long have you been spitting? And where'd you come up with your name?
Um, my name came from me. AB is my initials.
Okay.
So official just was something to put in front to separate me from the others and just make sure it stamped who I was as a person. I've been doing music since I was 10 in the orchestra. I started with the violin and moved to the cello. I even played in Carnegie Hall when I was eighth grade. So I was very good at what I was doing. I just started focusing on football. I saw that as my ticket to be able to get out. I was hopefully able to. I was looking to play in the NFL. I was highly touted recruit coming out of high school. I just made some bad decisions after that point, and I just realized music was always what it was. It was Oasis. So I really had a fond love for rapping always. My first tape was Chopped and Screwed. Pimp C and Bun B, UGK, Swisher House. Shout out DJ Screw. So, that's really where I started my love of rap, and I started rapping like maybe 20, 21, getting serious with it. But everybody knew me as the ball player and a hustler. So, trying to switch from the streets and the sports field to a music arena that people had been doing and stuff since I was in high school came with a little bit of a challenge, but we're here now. So
Yeah, man. I see you. Maybe you taking some of that drive from being an athlete and that passion and just focus it into your music.
absolutely, it's a big part of what I do. I tell people some people are practice players, some people are game time players. I was always one that I would get a little nervous when the lights got on, but I always play my best games and the biggest games and in the front of practice of stadium. So I always knew when the lights cut on, I was just different.
Mhm. Oh yeah. No, that's awesome, man. And shout out to you. Being a real musician and being able to read music, and that makes a big difference. I can tell from some of your songs, is a little bit more melodic. You definitely, I mean, you're hitting them notes, you know what I'm saying? You know what you're
Yeah,
doing. It's not just like
yeah,
Birdman on the auto tune type of sound, you
right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so hey man, so No Ink 4, what's the inspiration behind the title of that and how
I
is this the fourth in the series or
Yes. So No Ink started as my way to brand myself my own series of mixtapes, honestly. No Ink just meaning that I can't be scripted. There's nothing you can brand me with. No genre. But Bobby, I believe Bobby what's his name? Ah man. Bob B.O.B. had already took No Genre, so I wanted to go ahead and do something that was similar, but more to myself. So I came with No Ink. I also don't have any tattoos. Just something that I never really got into. I had plenty of chances to get them. I just always found something better to do with my money. So um, No Ink was just one of those things that just seemed to fit who I was. And I didn't write anything on any of them. They're all freestyles off the top. All the songs are constructed on the spot, except for Knowing Four. Knowing Four, I did write a few of them just because it was an album. I took it a little bit more serious than Knowing Two and Knowing Three. I just approached it with a little bit more ferocity, knowing my time is dwindling down as far as being able to my window to get out there. So I wanted to make sure I made a stamp.
yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. I didn't even think about, no tats or you know, it's like a double, triple entendre there. So
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah. You know,
yeah,
when you're dropping double entendres just in the song, the album title, you know what you're in for. You know what I mean? Most
for
definitely.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, man. So, how is the local music scene out here in Raleigh? Like, how would you describe it? And also in your hometown of Aden.
Um, Out in Raleigh, it's I think it's the same across the state. I think because not enough people are educated about the people who made contributions in the music industry from the state. Not enough people understand our history, and so they do things that kings and queens don't do. They kind of have to elevate their mind and mental to be able to educate themselves on this game. Once you understand, we've been having producers work with Biggie, Tupac, like they come from North Carolina. Like you kind of get the sense like music is here. We have it all. You got people from the coast who play beach music, and you got people from the mountains who play folk music. So you have this all in one state. So in between, you're gonna find some dope artists. You're gonna find lyricists. I mean, with a halfway point between like upstate and Florida. So you're gonna find a good mix of the South and the North. But what you really have to understand is my area is small. Raleigh is a city, the capital of North Carolina. It's just not as big as Charlotte. But Greenville and the 252, where I'm from, Aden, is small. It's run by very certain things. It's very particular. You have to be able to have certain skills or do certain things to make a livelihood there. And so the music scene takes a back seat. In Raleigh, especially Durham, it's arts created. It's arts influence. You can tell it when you get there. It just feels different. And so for anybody pursuing the arts, it's somewhere you need to be and want to be because it's somewhere you can really flourish at. So a lot of people say it's crabs in a bucket, but I feel it's all mentality. I feel like it's crab in a bucket wherever you go. I feel like I speak to any independent artist in their state, they're gonna feel the same. It's just the moment you stop thinking local and start thinking global is the moment your music will start reaching other places.
Right. No, that makes sense. I mean, the music scene in Raleigh, there are a lot of talented musicians out here. Everybody's grinding. Do you feel like there's not that crabs in a bucket mentality you mentioned? Do you feel like it's not a lot of support in terms of collaboration? Is it just like, hey, I'm sticking with my team, you do your thing? Or do you feel
I
like,
think I think it's I won't even say that because a lot of people collaborate. It's just there's so many people in the city of Raleigh.
right?
And me not being from there, I firmly understand that. There's so many people in the city, so many people who knew each other from school, and then they meet people in college and things of that nature. So it's just different ways of coming across different people, along with the airport that brings people in and out who manage to stay. So I mean, it's just real different. It's different. The crab in the bucket mentality is just something that I think is a stigma with the community that we have as African Americans. That we choose to look at it that way instead of looking at it another way that can help us be successful. And it's really a mentality thing. It's a lot of it deals with depression and anxiety that we don't get treated, but that's a different story. But yeah,
That's deep. That's deep. I mean, that's so true though. You know what I mean? If you're feeling so jealous of everybody else, you know what I mean? You might feel like people are trying to hold you down when if you really put your own foot on the pedal and just really push, you know what I'm saying, the sky's the limit for yourself. You can't really look at everybody else and
that's right.
expect them to help you to do what you're trying to do, right?
Exactly. Exactly. People are willing to help you, but just like the higher power is willing to help you as long as you're willing to help yourself. So people want to help somebody who's helping themselves. They're willing to give to you, but you also have to understand people who know you. For a large part of it, it's hard for them to change how they know you. If they knew you from playing ball, that's what they want to know you as. You play ball, so it may take them a little bit before they know you as the musician. You can't worry about that person. You got to appreciate the ones who actually support, and that's who you drive towards.
Right, right. And actually showing love to the people that are showing you love, you know what I
Yep.
mean? I think a lot of
Yeah.
people, especially musicians and artists, can be cocky to the point where they feel like, y'all are supposed to support me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of showing that love and appreciation, you know what I mean? So that's dope
Correct.
that you had that mentality for sure. I think that'll
Absolutely.
help push you farther, a lot farther, just understanding that, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Everything can be gone in the blink of an eye, bro. I've almost lost my life a couple of times. So most recently in a car accident 2 years ago. So where I fell asleep at the wheel. So there was nobody that saved me but God. So if I don't understand humility from that standpoint, I'll never get it. So I understand what I'm here put here to do, and I understand who I have to be. And me, I'm just different. So that's who I am.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. I appreciate your take on that because I think that's more insightful than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Absolutely.
but let's get to your album, man. Knowing four. First,
Yes.
I noticed it's being put out Misfit Music Group. Is that your
Yes.
label or is that something you're
That is my
signed to?
label. That is my label. I signed myself.
Hell yeah. What's your vision of what Misfit Music Group is going to grow into?
Man, if God has it, it'll be the next No Limit Records.
Hell yeah. Just like independent music label.
Independently owned by African American, no need from the Rothschilds to cut the check. Just independently owned and being able to market, being able to do business at a high level in this industry that we're in, and being able to have some stain, being able to help other artists from these different holes inside the Carolinas and along the Eastern Seaboard. We just want to be a bridge platform. Want to be able to take artists who have talent, want to be able to develop them, give them the game, teach them the business. We don't want to lie to them. We don't want to pull no contracts over their head. We want to understand. Make sure we teach them and reach one, teach one. We can teach them, then they can go teach somebody else. And if I don't make a million, at least somebody I taught to make a million. That means we're successful. So that's what we're trying to get to.
Oh, yeah. So you put out No Ink 4.
Mhm.
Usually I'll kind of break down some of the lyrics on an album, but in this one you're really speaking in some in like street code. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna ask too many details about like the shit you're saying because you know what I'm saying. Like you're
Yeah.
talking to the ladies on some tracks, you got a good blend of things, but I'm not gonna like have you break down making a play or something like. Well, if you don't know, if you know, you know, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
If you know, you know.
Like, but I did want to shout out. You got some awesome production on the album. You got a bunch of tracks from Graven, Side the
Yes.
Producer,
Yes.
um, Quezzy, Groove,
Queasy.
Queasy, sorry,
Hmm.
Groove,
Hmm.
Dread the
Yep.
God, along with Ty Beats. How do
Yep.
you find your beats and how do you link up with these different producers?
Um, a lot of them are family or personal relationships. Queasy's my cousin. That's my family. We've been family since diapers. Our mothers are best friends. Been so for they're in their 60s and we're 30. So, that'll tell you how long they've been friends since before we were born, well before we were thought of. So they got a 40-year friendship that we were backdoored into. So me and him are very close in that regards. Graven, somebody I built a business relationship with, and from there just flourished into a personal relationship. He's a wonderful individual, very talented, and just someone who has a lot of knowledge. Ty Beats, I hooked up with over the internet. Came across one of his beats. I just wanted to handle business. Told him I had a record I wanted to do to it. I did something mad fire to it. I sent it to him, and I asked him what about the leasing package. He was happy that I reached out to handle business. He loved the song "Keep It You." He was like, "Here's what you need." He sent me the waves, and we handled business that way. So shout out to Ty Beats, my man Dread the guy. He's from Kinston, North Carolina. So that's 252 all day. We try to stick together where we from, just so we can all get on the map and be seen and heard. Extremely talented individual, has a lot of drive, and just needs to be out more. So I love to work with him. I got more coming with him. And my young bull side of producers, my high school kid. That kid's still in high school. He's a senior. Shout out to him. Trying to finish this year through the pandemic. I met him, I think, coming into the end of his sophomore year. And I just told him he was special. He told me his father was a producer and a DJ and got him started. And he sent me a sample of the Aaliyah joint, and I just went nuts because how are you 16 years old and know about this? You're going to go a long way. And so I just wanted him to see what it was like to get professional placement. And so from there, I just gave him business game so he could also do the same thing with his other clientele. And that's little bro. I rock with him heavily. If I could be at his graduation, I would. I rock with him. I keep him under my wing as much as I can. And all my production, man, it's almost like a family team, man. We just try to make sure we get the best sounds for official AB we can.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some incredibly produced tracks on here for sure. A lot of talent. I mean, some of these tracks, I mean, I was just shaking my head, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, whoo, you know what I mean? Like, it got that reaction out of me. So, shout out to everybody that's on the album, most definitely.
Yeah,
Y'all put together a
salute.
solid project. Um, it covers a lot of different things,
Yeah.
from, street shit to relationships and, everything in between, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
I got to commend you on your ear for beats. Most definitely,
For
your
sure.
selection of beats. You know what I mean? People can send you a
Yeah.
pack of beats, but knowing the right beats, that takes a
Right.
talent in itself for sure. Um, I know you got a couple features on the album. Um,
Yes.
on your Make It Out track, that's one of my favorites. You got
Shout out my boy
Azo
Azo.
Pone on there.
Yep. Azo Capone. Kinston, North Carolina, 252. Um,
Or,
Aiden and Kinston had a beef in the 90s where like it was a lot of gun violence, kidnappings involved. So for us to be able to come to a point where we're past that, we can do music together, it's like it was an olive branch that I don't think most people thought about. But I mean, I wanted to make sure everybody understood that shit was behind us, man. I'm DOT dinner thieves all day, but one thing about it is you gotta be able to forgive, to move on, to be here for a long time. So wanted to do that. And Azo, my little bro, man, he snapped on it. He walked on that thing for me.
yeah. Yeah, that was dope. And the video, produced by Illy Rock, director Illy
Yeah,
Rock.
yeah.
That's one of the hottest video directors in North Carolina right now. What was that
Facts.
process like, solidifying that with him? Was it just reaching out online, or is that somebody you knew?
Yeah, I've known Illy for a minute. A game from the 252 as well, and so we all use our network to the best of our ability. It's just mad. It's just kind of crazy that we've all transitioned to the 919. Most of us, just to help increase our career and exposure. But yeah, that was nothing, man. I told Illy what I wanted to do. He told me to send the song. He just couldn't believe it was me singing, and once he heard that, he was like he was ready to shoot it. And it was nothing, man. Told Azo I wanted to do it. He was like, it's whatever. Just pull up to the house, and we just got it in, man. Shout out to my boys in the video too. My homie Big Shot, my cousin Leo, and my brother Vizzy, man. Shout out to them in that visual as well. Shout out little Aiden, man. We up, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, man. And I think it's awesome, that you're collaborating with people that you know and that you build on relationships. Um, there's a lot of MCs out here who just, I mean, maybe they don't know anybody, maybe they just go online, they just prefer to do online shit. But I think building a network, you know what I'm saying, working within that network is going to be very beneficial in the long run for sure. So,
Word.
hey, that's dope. That's definitely dope. So, I wanted to ask you about, some of your inspiration when you're coming up with these
Okay.
different tracks, and where do you draw your inspiration from?
Oh man. Everywhere, everything inspiration for me, man. I'm a father, so I get inspired by my daughter. She's my biggest fan. She knows all my songs. She's been my biggest fan for a while, so like it's kind of crazy. That's my bookie. She has her own video she's in called For My Daughter when she was like 3. So she was her own start in. People know her on Facebook personally. And so she's a big inspiration. Another one's just family, man. I've been through a lot. My family is very close. We have a lot of history, a lot of deep history. My grandfather was a first elected African American official in the state of North Carolina to a political office in the 50s. And so we're just very deeply enriched in the civil rights as well. So I have a lot of background, a lot of things. My mom was a radical. And so it was just one of those things where my influence is everything, man. 70s music in my household was big. The elements, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? The OJ's, Temptations, like, I mean, we can just keep going on, man. Like Stevie Wonder's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to Kenny G on Saturdays. I understood what it was to hear music.
yeah,
And my mom made sure that she introduced me, exposed me to a lot. She also has a radio background. She worked at, so I was able to get a lot of influence as younger. And then as far as hip hop is concerned, I mean, most people can tell it. Notorious B.I.G. That's my big bro. You know what I'm saying? That's Unc right there. And other than that, Pimp C, RIP Pimp, you know what I'm saying, and UGK. Like my family down in Texas, I had a lot of down South Texas vibes. Like 2020 Screw, it just is so easy for me to do because that's really my sound. That's really what I've been doing for a long time. So yeah, man, I just get it from all over, man. Life in general. I'm
Yeah.
blessed to be here. I'm thankful to see another day. So if that beat hit me and make me cry, do anything, make me just shake my head, nod my head, we gotta go do something to it.
Yeah, yeah. Now you mentioned, how ingrained you are into civil rights and things. You made a really dope song called "I Can't Breathe"
Yeah,
around the George Floyd passing around that time. How
yeah.
important was that for you to make a song like that? And was that kind of out of your realm of what you typically do? Do you feel like?
Um, no, I think that's how I started in the music because that's all I knew. All I could talk about was what I knew. I didn't know how to talk about the street yet. I only know how to talk about what I've been through. Um, I Can't Breathe was like I had to do it for black men.
Yeah, it turned out to be a really good song too.
I had to do it for us, bro. That was one of those things where I didn't know what I would do. I just know I had to speak on the issue, and I just felt
Yeah,
especially
man.
like
But you were saying just for black men, it's important to, you just had to put it out there, right?
absolutely just had to have a voice for us, man. I didn't know what I would say. I even protested after events of George Floyd, RIP George Floyd, and support to his family and everybody doing work for all the unjust killings. Breonna Taylor, you know, Ahmaud Arbery, so many we can go down the list.
Yeah.
It just got to a point, man. My daughters see this, and then somebody looks like their dad. So it was something where I was like, I have to say something. So I Can't Breathe came along, and yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's super dope.
Yeah. No, I think it's good to have that in your legacy. At the end of the day, your daughter is going to look back as she gets older, look through your music, and just seeing songs like that, are important. It's just important to put out there. You know what I mean? If you can talk about all the other stuff, why not? Why not address some of the stuff that really is important for us as Black people, for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, what are some of the new artists that you're fucking with out here? I mean, just what you're hearing on the radio and seeing online, or is there anybody that's kind of piqued your interest? Or
Yeah, I've been listening to Kid More Ray from Fayetteville lately. He got a new quicksand joint that's stupid. Like, I
I
like
saw
different
that.
stuff, man. And he can sing, and so you can tell people who have vocals when they do certain things. And people may think he being silly, but that I mean, they hit those tones and those runs the way he did in the pockets he did. That's a singer. He probably has a background singing somewhere. So I'm listening to him. And I just listen to a lot of my local artists, man. In my rock with, you know what I'm saying? My people back home, Fazio Summer, you know what I'm saying? Bando Jack, you know what I'm saying? People Quasimodo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out 94 East Label. You know what I'm saying? I just listen to all my friends, man. Shout out to Tesh, you know what I'm saying? Slim Hardaway,
I
you know what I'm
saw
saying?
you
The
on
people
that. I
around
saw you
a
on
lot
that
of,
album. Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Yellow Jacket 2 out everywhere. Make sure you go get that. I'm up there, gimme, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just rock with a lot of dope artists. Shout out my man Tay NC, my brother Tay, who's on No Ink 4 as well,
Other
with me on Other Way. A lot of dope artists that just be making moves. I rock with them, you know what I'm saying, on a personal level and a business level. So
Yeah. Now, has there been a standout moment or experience performing or just in general since you've been putting out music? Is there something that like you always reminisce on? Like that was an amazing time.
honestly, being able to put my own shows together, even during the pandemic, having people come from nowhere that don't know me to support me and to want to perform and just to get exposure and just to have a good time. Shout out to Stand Back Music, who's on the live. Somebody I also rock with. I met him through family, and he been rocking with me ever since. So it's just been really dope and a humbling experience to be able to throw a show where you're not from, be able to get respect and love. People respect the event you're doing. They want to come out to it when they know about it, and they're anticipating it. So, yeah, knowing for release party was probably one of those for me. where it was just, surreal because I was able to look at all the work I put into it. I was going through some crazy stuff in my life when I was writing knowing for addiction, repossession of a car, breaking up with a loved one, coming off of therapy from, my brother committing suicide at 16. It was a lot of stuff. So, knowing four was just one of those things where I just had to tap in truly to the art, to the music, and just let my pain speak. And to be able to have a release party where people rock with it, supported it, came through, was everything to me. So,
Yeah. So, speaking of, the Roman shows and stuff, my next question was going to be about how you kind of leverage, music right now isn't necessarily what's selling. You want to build a brand. How do you leverage your fame into a business? And is it hosting events? Do you feel like that's kind of your path?
I feel like it can be one way. I feel like I'm multifaceted, and that's really the blessing for me. Because I'm so good and versatile in so many areas. I do them so elitely, such at such an elite level. That's not a word. I do them at such an elite level that I'm able to have my hands in multiple pots and make everything work. I'm able to be Geppetto and play with the strings, or Pinocchio, so to speak. So for me, it's just knowing what you provide, knowing who you are, what you're put here to do. I know there's a spot for me in any business I decide to be in. But deciding that I'm in this music business, I know genuineness and an ear for music and talent is needed. And I think I have all of those. And I think I just bring something different. I bring a true NC sound. I think someone told me I probably branded a sound for North Carolina, and I really feel like I have. I feel like people listen to me like, oh yeah, boy from Carolina. I hear a little different. Like it can give you country, it can take you up top, it can take you down to the Gulf. I mean, give you some of everything. You only gonna find it in Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like you almost have to think bigger than just the music. You know what I mean? It's like building your brand. I mean, I look at artists like Griselda, West Side Gun, and them, how they can use their merchandise. I feel like
Yeah.
merch is such an important thing right now because
Yes.
people will actually buy that. You're not selling records necessarily, but if you
Correct.
can put out some dope, something that people can buy just to show their
Yep.
support, whether it's showing up to a show or an event or something like that. There has to be a bigger vision beyond just the music. If you want to make money, I mean, if you just
Right.
trying to be famous, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing, but now, what's your opinion on signing to a major label versus staying independent? I know you mentioned Master P.
It depends on how it can help me. It's all about how it can leverage and put us in the best position. I'm a businessman. If we're able to work business together and it's able to be leveraged for my company and myself to put us in the best position, it's something we'll definitely speak about. And I have spoken to a couple labels about some deals, but just nothing that I'd be willing to sign to at the moment. Because I'm just not interested in owing anybody back. I pay everything myself. I put it all up myself, all the studio time, all the videos, anything that's needed, all the wardrobes, traveling, hotel stays, bringing family in and out. Like I do it all myself. I'm a boss already, so think because I have that, I now just want to be able to build a brand and to build a platform where I have everything a label needs. You know what I'm saying? They need us, and so
Yeah,
that's just really where I'm at with it. I don't mind because signing a label to a label isn't a bad thing. You just have to understand the business. What is it? How does it help you as an artist? If you don't have fans, you need a 360 deal. It's going to help get you fans. If you got fans and already selling, you don't need a 360 deal. You need a distribution deal to get you out to the masses. You have to understand how it can work in your favor. Don't allow everybody to be in your ear. Know the business, understand the business, and make your decision and stick with it.
yeah, yeah. No, that's probably the best answer that you could give there. I mean, it depends on your particular situation, right? And um, some people just want to demonize labels, but labels do
Right.
offer value if you
Absolutely.
utilize it right, most certainly.
Absolutely. Every artist doesn't get a bad deal. It's just the ones who weren't willing to read and take the time to know what they were signing and had everybody in their ear and everybody in their pocket already. Those are the ones who unfortunately had some bad deals. But You know, once you know it, you can kind of leverage it. Look what the baby did. Look what Gotti did. I mean, when you know the business, you can kind of leverage it for yourself. Look at what Ross did. I mean, come on, my God. You can really leverage it for yourself to win. You just have to know the business and have something that you provide to the people. It can't just be music, but you provide. You're going to give them a restaurant. You're going to give them clothing. You're going to give them cosmetics. What you're going to give them, you got to be able to give them something to keep them coming to you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Look, well, first of all, I just want to thank you again for coming on the show.
So
I did
thank you for
want to
having me.
open up. Yeah, man, most definitely. I wanted to open up the floor a little bit for you to just kind of plug your website, your merch, where people can find your upcoming stuff and what you got going on.
For sure, man. Make sure you tap in with me all social media at official AB252. That's official AB252, spelled just like it sounds. No ink 4 out streaming everywhere. Go purchase that. Run the streams up for me. If you don't have a streaming site, go to YouTube. You can listen to the whole album on YouTube. Just make sure if you rock with it, you support it, man. Show some love to it. We got new projects coming out. Valentine's Day 21 to be nostalgic too. Nostalgia's already out currently, dropped February this year, so make sure you go get that. It's home time feeling, holidays time. Nostalgia's a perfect vibe for it. Make sure you go check that out. Visuals on the way. Shout out my man Smike Schming actually in the comments right there. That's my videographer. Shout out to him. We got visuals on the way. Shout out to the team I'm plugged in with. Shout out to Misfit Music Group. And most importantly, shout out to my family, man. They hold me down. They keep me grounded when everything gets crazy. So shout out to them. Long live my pop, man. Free my cousin Boo. That's who No Ink 4 is for. Free Boo until it's backwards. And that's the long way. And this is what we doing, man. Salute to me. Salute to you. I rocks with you if you rocks with you. That's my slogan. So you already know how we doing, man. Plug in with me. We going up. We here now. Little A and stand up, baby.
Oh yeah, man. Once again, man, I know these interviews go quick, but I really appreciate you coming on. You gave some very insightful answers, covered a lot, you know what I mean? And we could really talk for a lot longer about some of this stuff. I love talking hip hop and I love talking just period with people who are intellectuals and
Right.
who have something to say. So, big shout out to you, man. You're welcome to come back on anytime.
Appreciate
And
it. For sure.
whenever your next project drops in February, man, I'm happy to have you on, and we can discuss that a little farther too, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on Hip Hop Tonight. Continue doing what you're doing for the culture, my brother. We see you out here. I'd love to have you at a show. Come, pass out some of your business cards and let people know what you do.
I'm
Let them
coming,
see you
man. I'm
out.
coming.
So, yeah, man, we're looking forward to it. Other than that, man, enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. Y'all be
Yes.
blessed, man.
Yeah, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Now, when is that next show you got coming?
The next show, December 18th. So the next show is the Misfit Music Artist Showcase. Any artists that want to perform, tap in with me. Make sure you hit me up, DM me or DM Misfit Music Group. Make sure you let us know you want to perform on December 18th. That's the last show for the year. We will not have another one until February. We're taking January off. We've been at this the whole pandemic. So we're taking January off. Make sure you plug in. We're going up. It's the last one of the year, man. I'm telling you. December 18th. It's going to be crazy. 399 Hubert Street, Arcade of Thrones. I shout out my man Jordan. We going up, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. I already got people asking me, trying to plug in, making sure they're getting in there. So I want new artists, old artists, all that. You want to perform? Holla at me, man. Let's get it.
Let's do it, man. I'll definitely be there. I'm gonna try my hardest to be there, most definitely. But shout
Yeah,
out to you, man. This is
sure.
official AV. Y'all go
Yes,
stream
sir.
his album, No Ink 4, along
Oh,
with his new singles and everything he got going on. He got some great music videos, and really he got music for everybody on there. You
oh
know,
yeah.
and not only is he like repping some street shit, but he's a very intelligent. You're a very intelligent person, and you have a lot to say, man. There's depth to what you're saying. So,
Oh yeah.
big shout out to you, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. I
Appreciate it.
want to thank everybody who's tuned in live, most definitely, along with everybody who's watching this in the future. You can check me out, Hip Hop Tonight, on YouTube, Hip Hop Tonight TV, and right here on Instagram, hip hop.tonight. We're doing this every week. Shoot, until the shit blows up, man. We're gonna keep
Yes,
grinding
sir.
just like you grinding, man. But
Every
once
day.
again, I appreciate you coming on, man. And we'll check
What's up?
y'all out next week. It's official AB and Hip Hop Tonight, man.
Ooh, Sai, you need that?
Could've been dead and gone on the scene. Never trip, understand who I'm being. From the bottom, only plan was to make it down. Remember mama cooking eggs up at Papa House. Really shit they talking about, so I give it.